New this morning, a group of young students here in Connecticut lucky enough to get a visit from a truly remarkable woman, and News 8 was there for it all.
That's right. You can call her a pioneer pilot because her story is pretty inspirational. News 8's Brian Spiros joins us now live with a look at more. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning to you both. This really is a fascinating story. At the center of this story, one woman with an amazing legacy set against the backdrop of September 11th and what transpired in a tiny town. And it's a story you probably haven't heard until now. These young girls in Bridgeport captivated by an inspiring guest.
You can do anything you want.
Even though they are too young to fully grasp the story of the woman sitting in front of them, her name is Beverley Bass.
I always wanted to fly the biggest airplane.
Her love for aviation as a child turned into a career as a pilot. But at first, nobody wanted to hire her because she was a woman.
My first flying job, I flew bodies for a mortician, $5 an hour.
Bass would eventually land at one of the biggest names in the business, American Airlines.
And I got hired by American as their third female pilot in 1976 and became the first captain for American in 1986.
The first female captain in an industry dominated by men. She would go on to fly one of the biggest passenger jets, the Boeing 777. And then came her most difficult flight yet.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
2 airplanes have crashed into the World Trade Center.
Captain Bass was at the controls of a packed plane flying from Paris to Dallas.
We learned that an airplane had hit the World Trade Center, never thinking it was an airliner.
As the tragedy unfolded, U.S. airspace was shut down. Dozens of international flights diverted to Canada. Captain Bass delivering the horrific news to her passengers.
So I said, ladies and gentlemen, this is Captain Bass. There's been a crisis in the United States. All of the U.S. airspace is closed.
Move it, come on!
And we'll be landing our airplane in Gander, Newfoundland.
Captain Bass's plane, one of 38 jumbo jets to land in Gander that day.
We landed in the tiny community of 9,400 people, and we were nearly 7,000 passengers and crew, and we stayed for 5 days.
The town sprang into action, providing shelter, food, medicine, and clothing for all the people who arrived at their doorstep, serving as a bright light on the darkest of days. Captain Bass would eventually continue on to Dallas, she and her crew snapping this photo before leaving Gander. Captain Bass would continue flying, but the effects of September 11th on the aviation industry, especially American Airlines, would force her to retire early in 2008. Her family there for the ending of a remarkable career, but retirement wouldn't last long.
Then when the show came about, you know, things started to become a lot more active.
Yes, a show, the Broadway hit Come From Away. It tells the story about Gander on 9/11. Captain Bass's experience that day and her career, now a centerpiece in the musical.
1986, the first female American captain in history.
The first time I saw the play, I had no idea what it was about. Now my life has truly become an out-of-control whirlwind, but it's all very good stuff.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Captain Bass now details her years of flight on the pages of a new children's book called Me and the Sky.
I don't think pilots really get scared because we're so well trained.
Reading to the kids at the Achievement First Bridgeport Academy Elementary School.
It's so great for scholars to be able to see different professions and see like what they can do, which is anything they want to do, right?
Captain Bass leaving an impression on this next generation with her extraordinary life that at times has been faced with extraordinary circumstances.
I thought if I could have the opportunity to influence even one child to live the career that I had for so many years, it would truly be a gift to me.
Wow,
there you have
what
it.
an inspiring
Yes.
story. And what
Yeah.
did she say about working in an industry that's male-dominated?
So when she was hired by American, she was one of 3 females. There were nearly 4,000 men. And I asked her that. I said, what was it like? And she gave me a rather interesting answer. We have more on that in WTNH.com. We have a bunch of the interview that we couldn't air because there was just so much. We have that there. But a really remarkable story, and obviously just about Gander, what that town did that day. And a lot of people don't know. I mean, you had nearly 7,000 people. There were only 500 hotel rooms in Gander.
Wow.
So the town really stepped up to help. So it's a remarkable story. Again, much more on WTNH.com.
Wow, nice job, Brian.
Great
Thank
story.
you both.
Thank
Thank
you.
you guys.